You think butterflies are innocent? Delicate symbols of transformation and beauty? Think again. These winged creatures have a secret life so disturbing, so unexpectedly dark, that once you know the truth, you'll never look at them the same way again. What I'm about to show you will shatter everything you thought you knew about these so-called gentle insects. I'm talking about butterflies that drink blood, feast on rotting flesh, and deliberately seek out the tears of turtles. These aren't horror movie monsters. They're in your backyard right now. The vibrant wings? Just a disguise. Behind those pretty colors lurks a creature that would make a vampire blush. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into the twisted, disturbing world of butterflies that nature doesn't want you to see. Let's start with something you've probably never witnessed. Picture this, a pristine riverbank in the Amazon. The sun breaks through the canopy, and suddenly dozens of butterflies descend on a single spot. Beautiful, right? Wrong. They're swarming around animal urine, and they're absolutely addicted to it. This behavior is called puddling, but that innocent name hides a disturbing truth. Male butterflies gather in massive groups around urine, muddy puddles, and even sweaty clothing to extract sodium and amino acids. But here's where it gets weird. They need these nutrients for reproduction. Without their urine drinking sessions, they literally cannot produce viable sperm. Scientists have observed up to 200 butterflies congregating around a single urine spot, pushing and shoving each other like junkies fighting for their fix. The Julia butterfly and the common blue are particularly notorious for this behavior. They'll spend hours with their proboscis, that long straw-like tongue, submerged in urine, pumping it through their bodies. But it gets worse. They're so desperate for these nutrients that they've been documented landing on human skin to drink our sweat. That pretty butterfly on your arm, it's literally feeding on your bodily excretions. And they don't just stop at fresh urine, they'll seek out the oldest, most concentrated sources they can find, because aged urine has higher mineral content. Now, if drinking urine wasn't disturbing enough, let me introduce you to lacryphagy, the scientific term for drinking tears. And butterflies have turned this into an art form. In the Amazon rainforest, researchers have documented butterflies landing on the closed eyes of basking turtles and caimans. These turtles, unable to blink properly, become living tear fountains for these insects. The butterflies use their proboscis like a tiny straw, delicately extracting tears from the corners of the reptile's eyes. But why tears? Because tears contain precious salt, proteins, and other nutrients that are incredibly rare in the nectar-rich but mineral-poor rainforest environment. The Dryas, Aeolia, and various species of heliconius butterflies are master tear drinkers, and they've evolved to be persistent. Even when turtles try to retreat into their shells, these butterflies wait patiently for them to emerge again. The most unsettling part? The butterflies have been observed in groups, taking turns at the turtle's eyes like some kind of twisted feeding rotation. Scientists in Ecuador once documented over a dozen butterflies simultaneously feeding on a single caiman's tears. The reptile just sat there, essentially being used as a living juice box. And it's not just reptiles. These butterflies will drink tears from sleeping birds. And there are even reports of them landing on human eyes in remote jungle areas. Imagine being deep in the Amazon, and a butterfly decides your eyeball looks delicious. Ready for this to get even darker? Some butterflies have completely abandoned flowers and instead feed exclusively on carrion and blood. The morning-cloaked butterfly, found across North America, has a taste for tree sap, but specifically sap that's been contaminated with bacteria, giving it a fermented, almost rotten quality. But that's just the beginning. Researchers have observed morning cloaks feeding on animal carcasses, using their proboscis to extract fluids from decomposing flesh. Then there's the harvester butterfly, North America's only truly carnivorous butterfly. While most butterflies in their caterpillar stage eat plants, Harvester caterpillars are apex predators of the insect world. They hunt woolly aphids, piercing their soft bodies and draining them dry. But here's the kicker. This taste for flesh continues into adulthood. Adult harvesters seek out honeydew, but not the kind from flowers. They want honeydew secreted by aphids, which is essentially aphid excrement mixed with plant juices. In tropical regions, butterflies in the genus Calyptra have evolved even further. While most can't break through skin, some species have developed reinforced proboscises capable of piercing fruit. Scientists fear that it's only an evolutionary hop, skip, and jump before these could potentially pierce skin too. In fact, some moth species, butterflies' close cousins, have already made this leap and actively feed on blood. So, why do these delicate-looking creatures engage in such macabre behavior? The answer lies in evolutionary necessity. Butterfly habitats, particularly in rainforests, are incredibly competitive. While there's an abundance of nectar from flowers, there's a critical shortage of sodium, nitrogen, and other minerals essential for reproduction and survival. Nectar alone simply isn't enough. It's like living in a world where you have unlimited candy but no protein or vitamins. You'd get creative with your food sources too. Male butterflies are especially desperate for these nutrients because they package them into their spermatophores, nutrient gifts they transfer to females during mating. Females actually choose mates based on the quality of these gifts. A male butterfly that's been drinking the finest aged urine and premium turtle tears? He's basically butterfly royalty. This has created an evolutionary arms race. Butterflies have developed specialized sensory organs on their feet that can detect trace amounts of salt from hundreds of feet away. Their proboscis, which looks delicate, is actually a sophisticated piece of biological engineering, capable of pumping fluids, filtering out unwanted particles, and even functioning as a chemical analyzer. Some species have even evolved behavioral strategies. They'll follow mammals and reptiles for hours, waiting for them to urinate. Others have learned that roads where animals and humans travel are rich feeding grounds for salt from sweat and urine. Here's what really disturbs me about all of this. Butterflies are celebrated as symbols of purity, transformation, and natural beauty. We put them in children's books, use them in wedding decorations, and consider them harmless. But this is nature's perfect deception. Those stunning wings serve a purpose beyond beauty. They're warning signals, camouflage, and mating displays designed to help these creatures survive long enough to engage in their disturbing feeding behaviors. The monarch butterfly's orange and black pattern, it's warning predators. I'm toxic because I fed on poisonous milkweed. The blue morpho's iridescent wings, they're designed to confuse predators, while the butterfly searches for its next urine puddle or rotting fruit. We've romanticized these insects while completely ignoring their true nature. They're survivors, opportunists, and in their own way, predators. The caterpillar that transforms in that chrysalis doesn't emerge as some enlightened being. It emerges as a more efficient feeding machine with wings. So the next time you see a butterfly gracefully floating through your garden, remember, you're looking at a creature that might prefer a pool of raccoon urine over those flowers you planted. That delicate insect has a tongue designed to extract fluids from dead animals, and given the chance, it would drink the tears straight from a turtle's eye without a second thought. Does this make butterflies evil? Of course not. It makes them survivors in a competitive world where beauty alone doesn't fill your stomach. Nature isn't cute or wholesome, it's brutal, weird, and often disturbing. And butterflies are the perfect example of how the most beautiful packages can contain the darkest surprises. If this shattered your perception of butterflies, hit that like button and subscribe, because nature has plenty more disturbing secrets to reveal. Drop a comment telling me which fact disturbed you the most, or if you've ever witnessed butterflies engaging in these bizarre behaviors. Remember, in nature, nothing is ever quite what it seems. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, where we'll explore even more creatures that aren't what you think they are.